I start with a clean bowl and go to my reserve of buttercream and take some buttercream from there. This is my reserve. This is just hard buttercream. Okay, so now I'm gonna flatten it, check out the texture. It's really hard, you can't spread it, it's not soft. I'm gonna add some color to it, pop it in the microwave, grab my frozen cake rounds. It's not jiggly enough for me, so I'll wait for some more time. It's still not jiggly enough for me. Pop it in again for 20 seconds. And then I move on to my collection of piping tips. Which one should I choose? I'm looking for the petal one. That's the petal tip. Check out my buttercream. It's perfect. You see there's some buttercream melted and it's nice and jiggly. So then once I mix it, this is the ideal consistency. It has to be nice, shiny, soft, smooth, but it should still hold shape. Basically, I'm just reducing the number of air bubbles in the buttercream and making it nice and spreadable, just like soft, smooth, silky butter. Look how gorgeous that looks. Yeah. Then I put the petal tip in the piping bag. I put the buttercream in the piping bag. I try to put it in and then I use my hand to scrape it off the spatula. Put it in and use my other hand to scrape it off the spatula. Try and have less air bubbles in the buttercream. Once it's almost full, around 3/4, I pack up the bag. I don't add any more because I need enough space to hold the bag. Now I cut the bag, but I cut it a little too much. Plop. So I'm just putting another tip in a new bag. I just cut it enough so the tip just peeks out a little bit. Then I'm not gonna empty the bag. I'm just gonna put the bag in this bag and double bag it. And there's the buttercream. It's coming out perfect, nice and soft. Bloop. Okay, I gotta clean my camera. Hey, I can finally see you. Now we gotta start. We are taking a little bit of buttercream so that it sticks. Then we're gonna be taking a vanilla. This cake is frozen, okay? I am not selling hard cakes. This cake is frozen because I want it to be easy to assemble it, okay? Now I realize for this design, this board is small, so I'm gonna take a bigger board. This is a 10-inch board. Little buttercream, middle. This buttercream is so that the cake sticks to the board. I'm reminding you guys again, this cake is frozen, okay? Don't come behind me saying that, oh, it's hard as a rock, the hardest cake you've ever seen, the driest cake. No, this cake is really moist, but it is frozen, okay? I'm gonna use two tools. One is this offset spatula and one is this cake comb. You're gonna center the cake. Center the cake. I'm gonna be using the petal tip for outside, so for inside also I'm just using the petal tip to fill it. Okay, flatten it. To flatten it, you just keep your offset spatula at an angle and turn it around, okay? Then you take your next layer. This is also frozen. Can you hear that? It's not the cake. That's hard. It's hard because it's frozen, okay? I use frozen cakes because it makes it easy for me to stack. Nothing slips around. I can hold it, I can turn it, twist it. There's no crumbs falling off. I don't have to hold it so carefully. I can hold it and I can stack it. It makes my life easy. This is my style of doing it. You can try it. People who are cake decorators will know how difficult is it to handle fragile cakes that are soft. So I just freeze it and then I assemble it, so it makes my life easier. This is a 3-layer tall cake. Keep it centered, please. Then I put the 3rd layer. Okay, now for the outside, this cake we don't need to put a lot of buttercream outside because it has a particular design. So all I would say is lightly frost the buttercream, make 1 layer at the bottom, just go around. I'm using a petal tip, that's why it's taking me longer to cover the cake. Okay, so once I have the whole cake, now the frosting is in contact with the frozen cake. The frosting is in contact with the frozen cake. The frosting has real butter in it. So what happens when butter gets cold? It starts getting hard. So you have to work faster so that the buttercream is nice, soft, smooth, and spreadable as we want it. You know, just how like soft like butter. I go over with the cake comb, smoothing the sides. Don't worry if the sides are not absolutely smooth. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna tell you why. So just make sure that the top is nice and smooth. Okay. All right. Now as for the cake, clean the tip. Okay. Now, so you gotta take the tip, put the pointy side down. You just flatten the tar. Just hold it in a corner and drag it along. You just need to make sure that the board is nice and clean. Okay, now you point it outwards, keep the tip down, and go in nice little waves. Okay, that's one. Use the same starting point. Two. Three. It's okay if it overlaps a little bit. Always make sure that you're working. Now I have this much buttercream left in the bag. I'm not going to make another wave before refilling it. Tip. Keep keep moving a little bit higher. Try not to do what I just did over here. Try not to have the gap. Try having it like a continuous frill. So if you want to hide the gap, you got to angulate it a little bit lower. This is how you'll hide the gap. It's the top one. Now if you want to make one more, you can just make it. Let me show you a better view. So this is how it looks. If you want, you can make, okay, first clean the thing because it's gonna collect some buttercream. Okay, and then you can just make one more over here. Okay, pearl sprinkles, and I'm just gonna throw some of them on that. I'm taking out all the unnecessary sprinkles. This was actually in a mixed bag, so I don't need any of the crunchies, no other color, just white is good. I'm just using a tweezer to take all of them out. Please, before you guys ask me, this tweezer is just for cakes, so it's only used on cakes, okay? Please don't get creative. This one is not easy to take out, so I'm just going to submerge it inside the buttercream so that it's not visible. Okay, take out all the reds, just keep the white balls. Move this around a little bit, find a nicer place.